Crane the Cowboy with you again. It is Thursday of the Republican National Convention week, getaway day. We had attended a luncheon today with Donald Trump. We can tell you he is ready for takeoff.
He is on fire and he is raring to go tonight. And you get tired listening to him because he just rapid fire. So it was great.
Well, the funny thing is, it was closed to the media, so he really can't tell you exactly what he said. But he took out 3 pages of notes, and I don't think he referred to them once. It was totally off the cuff.
No, this was a great riff, and he's got his riff down. And Rick Perry's in the audience, who said some pretty rough things about him. He says, "I like Rick Perry. He's going to be part of this thing as we go forward." He was great. I mean, he's a much different person than sometimes the media portrays him.
Well, he is, that's for sure. And the interesting thing about this convention last night was the speech by Ted Cruz, which, in a weird way, Patrick, I think is actually going to serve to unify this convention. He was booed off the stage, as Trump will be the first to tell you, because he refused to endorse Donald Trump. And we asked Governor Perry about that, and he said, you know, this is about more than one man. This is about the Supreme Court. This is about the future of the country. And if your feelings get hurt because you don't win, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, and the great thing he said in the media was, man makes a promise, man keeps it. And Ted Cruz is not doing that. Ted Cruz is somehow looking, he's got these machinations of 2020 or 2024 and all this other stuff. You know something? Life's about the here and now. We can't wait 4 years to take care of these problems. We've got to do it now. So all this political machinations, quite frankly, a lot of BS.
The other big story to come out of this since yesterday, terrific speech by Mike Pence, the vice presidential candidate who will be on the Trump ticket. He just really knocked it out of the park, self-deprecating humor, and just he made it a very clear contrast between he and Donald Trump.
Yeah, we have that Midwestern leavening of Donald Trump, and I think that's a great combination because, sometimes Donald says things and he knows what he wants to say and it might come out a little different. Pence is the kind of guy that can actually say, here's what he means. And he also has great relationships with the conservative movement. He's got great relationships with the evangelicals. Mike Pence was a great pick, and anybody that doesn't think he wasn't should have seen him last night.
And what's really interesting as this convention week has evolved from Monday, when the Cruz forces tried to kind of put up a little bit of a stink and maybe try and get Ted Cruz a little further along in the process, even though he's mathematically eliminated, to last night when he was literally booed out of the arena. If anybody tells you there's no unity here, you haven't been here.
And look where he went after that speech. He went up to the suites where the donors are. He's already trolling for more money at a time when we've got to focus on a campaign, for the presidency. And Sheldon Adelson, who's one of the most influential,
wouldn't let him in.
Wouldn't let him in. Don't get him in. And in fact, if you read the media correctly, he almost got in fisticuffs with a donor. So it was getting rough up there.
Well, it's interesting, Donald Trump won't say much about it except that he didn't really care.
Yeah.
He didn't need support anyway. Some are saying that this already could be the political kiss of death for Cruz, but we'll see. A lot can happen between now and November. A lot can happen between now and 2020.
If I'm Ted Cruz, the first thing on my agenda is 2018 when I'm up for re-election. Because if Donald Trump loses, he risks being blamed for it. Because he said last night, vote your conscience. Hillary Clinton tweeted it not more than a few minutes later, and you and I have talked about this. We can see the ads coming on that.
Oh, yeah. Now, the other big story here is sort of the non-story. That is the protest story. There have been a couple of tussles. Guy tried to light the flag on fire, lit himself on fire. Firefighters and cops were nice enough to put both out. But the Cleveland police, our hats off to them. I guess that's up to you whether you want to take yours off. Mine's already off. But they've done a wonderful job. I think there have been 22 arrests. A couple of cops had minor injuries. But we've seen cops from, let's see, we got it all right here. California Highway Patrol, Montana, Wisconsin, West Virginia, Ohio,
Austin,
Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Indiana, Michigan. So great police presence here, everybody working together as we come down Thursday afternoon. Hopefully, no serious demonstrations tonight as things wrap up. On the agenda for tonight, we're going to hear from Ivanka Trump, who will introduce her father, who will probably been making the speech of his life, and a few other minor players, you might say. Jerry Falwell Jr., Reince Priebus, the chair. So not a lot of speaking. It's Ivanka and Donald's night, and this is going to be a unified convention, I think.
Yeah, and tomorrow we'll be doing our final wrap-up from here in Cleveland because we'll be talking about the speech and nothing but the speech.
Thanks for joining us, Crane and the Cowboy, here on TheLibertyPlaybook.com.